it's cold as fuck, so let me let my hate warm me up. I will let my rage give me the warmth I need, aside from my nice handy dandy laptop. Ooh, delicious. Something I am very passionate about is when motherfuckers try to bring religion into everything. That guy I was seeing, the Mitchell guy for the holidays, one of his excuses for not wanting to be a prolonged thing with me or whatever was because we had different religious beliefs. And it's like, okay, and also it's like he had his opinions on like body count and like religion and homeschooling and like, I get it. Like, to an extent, some of his shit made sense. It's like, okay, you're one of those dudes who could handle living in like Utah or Indiana in the middle of some fucking cornfields by yourself and be happy. Me, I like a little ambiance. I like a little, like, isolated but still surrounded by people, like a community, like, like a city even, because it's still like you could get lost there. It's a different type of isolation of just being by yourself amongst many, many, many diverse people. You could just get lost like a raindrop in the sea. Like, that could make sense. That, like, a lot of reasons did make sense, but the religion one pissed me off because it's like, okay, dude, so let me get this straight. You're shitting on me because you're like, oh no, I fell for this woman, but she can't be the soulmate for me because she's not a Christian. And, she doesn't just want to pop out 5 kids off the bat without any sort of, like, just off the bat. And she has, like, goals, and she's content with not being a mother if it comes down to it. And she's promiscuous, and she has a past. And it's like, nigga, so do you. We literally met on Reddit because we both have a breeding kink. You are not a man of God. You don't even know the first thing about the Bible past just, like, going off of vibes. Like, nigga, I'm pretty sure the Bible says do not meet with random bitches off of Reddit to try to bust loads in strange women who you don't know, don't love, and don't want to marry. I think that's like, I think that's been written down somewhere. I'm gonna have to look up a chapter. I had to pause the video to look some shit up. So, Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 2. Allegedly, this nigga's just like, hey, dude, you should fucking get married. Like, get a wife. If you want to have sex that bad, get a wife. You shouldn't just be busting rounds and random chicks off of Reddit because you have a breeding kink. I'm just saying, you're at, and also he without sin cast the first stone at fucking her. So I'm just saying, you're out here like fuck Jezebel, but it's like, nigga, shit, fuck you. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe this. What an unsanctioned fucking whore who's not a Christian. And then it's like, nigga, look in the mirror. That's like the type of energy where niggas are like, oh my god, I saw her at the Devil's Sacrament. Okay, nigga, what were you doing at the Devil's Sacrament? You want to talk big shit about, like, oh, she's not a Christian. Nigga, you barely know. You know less about Christianity than I do, and you're already trying to shove those values down my fucking throat. Whole time, if you were to try to fucking consume the same values, you would fucking suffocate and die. I'm just saying, shut the fuck up. Also, for all the Christians who are watching this video, just so you know, I'm gonna keep swearing. I apologize. Thank you, though. But I just get really, it's like, nigga, you are a slut too. You are not even that much of a Christian yourself, and you're a fucking hypocrite. If you don't like me, you could just simply not like me. But I'm just saying, don't bring religion into it, because you only just, like, within these past few months kind of just lightly considered Christianity and still decided yourself, that could be cool to get into. But first, let me go look for whores to suck my dick off of Reddit who I can nut into really nilly. Whores who I clearly should not want to get pregnant or date or fuck on. And then let me fall in love with them. And then let me, when I eventually fall into temptation with them, blame them. And then act like I'm so innocent. Like, no, you went to the Devil's Sacrament looking for whores, you got whores. You didn't find a wife. If you really wanted a wife, you would have been searching for a wife. You would have been attending the church. You would have been in Bible study. You would have found a nice young lady to marry to give you 5 kids to go ahead and fuck. Not the kids, to fuck your wife and have 5 kids and move to the forest and homeschool them and be happy. You would have done that, my good sir, if you were truly a good Christian man. But no, you just consumed like 0.01% of Christianity, and you're like, you know what? Fuck Tamia. I like her a lot, but also fuck her. She's not like the ideal Christian image. Neither are you, Youngblood. I want to beat the shit out this nigga, but it's okay. I'm just saying. I have a lot of rage and lust in my body too, but it's simply put, nigga, so do you. That's why you were a magnet to me in the first place. If you don't want to meet people like me, and you want to meet your soulmate, you better get on the wavelength of your soulmate and not on the wavelength of me. So I can respect him not wanting to be with me. I'm just saying, it's like, okay, but bet your ass you're probably still going to be on Reddit looking for other bitches to nuttin', and then eventually go through the same cycle of, actually, never mind. this isn't the girl I want to date, because I think he's done that to like 5 other people before me. Thankfully, we didn't even have full-on penetrative sex. Amen. I'm just saying. Also, oh my god, okay, I'm gonna bring my family into this, because of fucking course I would. My dad's side of the family is Muslim. And oh my god, my grandmother got on my fucking nerves when I had last seen her, because she kept being like, oh, because you assaulted your mother and you won't forgive her and move back in with her, you're gonna burn in hell, as the Quran says. I don't think the Quran says that, bitch. That the Quran does not, does the Quran say when your mother decides to sit her pussy on your face and aggressively try to claw out your eyeballs with her long fingernails and try to punch you in the face multiple times and beat you, you are not allowed to hit her back just to try to get her off of you, when saying stop, please don't, and shoving her off of your body does not seem to work. I don't think that's in the Quran. I don't think that's in the Quran. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's like, but there's some like, oh my god, bitch, ooh, I'm getting flamed up about this because it's a passionate topic. It'll be bitches with fucking tattoos, endless baby daddies, just fucking popping plan B's, and fucking, ooh, y'all niggas be eating shrimp and fish and shit, and ass and dick and pussy, just willy-nilly, and doing cocaine and drugs use and alcohol and all types of bullshit. No sort of prayer, no sort, and you'll just be like, yes, yes, yes. I'm okay with music about guns and drugs and violence and promiscuousness, and I'm okay with having kids out of wedlock, but you know where I draw the line? The gays. Shut the, cause it's like, oh, cause it's like, if the gays and the trans people are gonna burn in hell, then you better keep their fucking seat warm, bitch, cause I swear to God, you're gonna, you're going there first. You are on the fast track. Like, if God were a cop, he'd see like gay people and trans people as kind of like a, oh, that's someone who is like slightly going over the speed limit. And y'all motherfuckers are like the cartel, just zooming at 97 miles per hour. You are zooming on the highway to hell. Amen. I'm just saying. I hate bitches who try to do that shit. Because it's like my grandmother she tried to instill Muslim shit into me, and my mom caught that and she didn't like that. I remember actually around the pandemic, my grandmother straight up was like, Tamia, go ahead and take your shahada and like do this so that you can be a part of, I forgot if she said Islam or Nation of Islam. Either way, I was like, why? And she said, because it's the right thing to do. I said, no. And she said, okay. It's like, no offense, it's like, allegedly one of your daughters is an escort and she has tattoos and is always getting in reckless fights and doing all sorts of crazy nasty shit. Your other daughter has all sorts of tattoos, whole lot of rage, like I'm like, you got two daughters who already don't exactly like no fucking hijab, very immodest dressers, like they don't pray, like like come on now. And then it's like my dad, especially, it's like, okay, I'm pretty sure he has tattoos, unless he doesn't. But it's like, also, that's kind of depressing. If it's like, does my dad have tattoos? I don't know. I don't see that nigga. That's how you know that a relationship is non-existent. It's like, I'm just saying, like, I exist as a product of these niggas not following the Quran and shit, because I'm pretty sure they say something about premarital sex. I could be wrong. I'll look it up real quick in case I'm wrong. I looked this shit up just to double check. In fact, it says gossiping and backbiting. Speaking ill of someone behind their back is considered a grave sin. And what's my grandmother known to do? Talk shit. It's why her breath smells fucking terrible. Oh my god, I remember the good thing about estrangement, and the last time I had ever seen her, I was so happy because it's like, bitch, you have pink gums with black rims on it and yellow rotting teeth with plaque in the middle. Anytime she spoke, it literally smelled like pure feces eroding from the back of her throat muscles out into the world, spitting out vile sinful language. I'm just saying, it's like, how about shutting the fuck up? How about you shut the fuck up? I don't think Allah would like you talking all that mess. In fact, oh god, I was around during some sort of religious fast she was doing. I forget the name, I apologize. I know, what's it called? Ramadan. Yeah, I think, at least I'm pretty sure it was Ramadan. And I remember she did this specific thing during, like, I think I was with, was, yeah, I think that was right before the estrangement. During Ramadan, I remember she would seem to, like, she acted like she wouldn't, but I'm pretty sure she was. She basically would get hangry, and then the way she would circumvent that is that she would start a situation where she would then start talking shit on purpose. So, like, she'd be in a situation where she'd be like, "Your mom is a fucking bitch," and then she'd be like, "Oh, damn it. Oh, now I've swore, and I talked poorly. Now I can't continue fasting. Go ahead and open up the ice box for me." And then she'd ask me to make her a sandwich. It's and I don't even really read the Quran like that. I was like, I don't think that's something you're allowed to do. And she did that like fucking almost the entire time, every single day. It's like, bitch, just if you can't break the fast, like, okay, like, just don't do the fast. If like, I'm just saying. It's like, it was so annoying that it was easy as fuck to estrange her. She made my time with her after already trying to cut off contact with my mother as painful as possible. Because it's like every single day you'd hear her screaming at the TV about how fucking, she'd say some dumbass shit. You would just hear her screaming at the TV talking about how trans people and the fucking COVID vaccine are gonna bring about a fiery blaze to the planet like fucking Sodom and Gomorrah. But then whole time, if you were to talk to her, she'd be like, "Yeah, your dad got shots. Your aunties and them, they got shots. But that's different. They ain't vaccines." Are you retarded? Yes, she is. Sorry to say retarded. I apologize. God bless. I'm sorry. Oh no, I talked shit. I guess I can't eat the rest of my Snickers bar. I guess I'm gonna eat the rest of my Snickers bar. See how you can't do that? See how I think that's against the rules in my, at least from what I fucking remember. You can't just be like, I talked shit. I should punish myself by eating this delicious Big Mac that I had door dashed on the way here, right before I started talking shit. Like, doesn't it say in the Quran that basically your child is not, like, how do I put this? The exact quote: "No soul burdened with sin will bear the burden of another." AKA, if your parents did some fuck shit, then your parents did the fuck shit. You didn't do the fuck shit, so you shouldn't be punished as if you did. So it's like, children are not held accountable for their parents' sins, nor are they required to forgive those sins to avoid punishment in the hereafter. So I'm just saying, it's like, she spent so many waking moments being like, if you don't move back in with her, you're gonna burn in hell. It's like, no, no. Forgiveness is encouraged, not entitled. I'm looking shit up as I go along just because, like, I already knew this shit, but I just want to make sure that no bitches can be in my DMs or whatever saying some dumb shit. Now, I apologize if I get this wrong. Key lessons from Surah Luqman, chapter 31, verse 15. Respect for parents is essential, but not absolute. So, if your parents demand something contrary to Allah's commands, such as idolatry or other forms of disobedience to God or more, their request should not be followed. Now, even when disobeying parents on matters of faith, children are still required to treat them with kindness and respect, or mostly appropriate kindness. Like, still try your best to be good to them, but you don't have to just, like, act as they do. And I just was like, okay, I'm going to peacefully distance, and I'm just gonna search for a new job and get my own place and be peaceful, because I had bloody scars on my face and my hair was fucked up and everything in my life got turned upside down. But still, that old lady wanted to guilt trip me. Why? Because that lying ass bitch wanted me to just move back in with my mom because she got sick of me too. Fuck her though. And I know it's ironic that I'm reading fucking scriptures about, like, be nice to your family even if they are trying to lead you astray. Well, I don't see them as family, and I don't believe in this religion anyway. I'm just making a point. Fuck those bitches. But that's my opinion. And it's like, I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure the Quran is not all for, like, because it's like, yeah, girl. It's, oh, I don't know. I also hate when people get religious and they switch up. I get it. Religion is supposed to make you switch up. Because if you follow it, you better, I just think you better fucking follow it. Like, maybe not, like, I'd say you better follow it like a good, like, 80-90%. Maybe even 100%. Ideally 100%. Because I remember my own mother, she talked about how when she was a young girl, she would always meet, like, she was friends with this, like, pastor's daughter. And they lived in this huge, damn near mega mansion. And they had, like, so much fucking food in excess that they'd always get way too much for only like three people, sometimes her. And then they would just throw it all away. No leftovers, no nothing. Just immediately garbaging all this perfectly good food. Mind you, my mom lived at home with a crackhead who stole her fucking shit all the time and sold it for crack money. And like just so it's like, imagine being a child and dealing with a food scarcity, financial scarcity, like barely being able to take care of yourself, barely have any of the basic like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and instead you have some rich ass pastor who's pocketing all the funds supposed to be going towards the church or good causes like, I don't know, homelessness or helping thy neighbor, and instead they're spending it on obscene amounts of KFC or huge catered meals just to throw out a solid like 75% of it and let it go to waste, not giving it to anyone, not feeding the poor. And then you see them with their fancy clothes, fancy watches, fancy like cars, expensive shit like diamonds. And it's like, you live in a poor community, you're taking money from the poor and giving it to yourself in the name of God. So my mother, she was a child, like, even my atheist ex, he doesn't approve what she did, but frankly I see her as what, like, I think it was fine what she did. She started stealing from the pastor. Sometimes food, other times money. And frankly, I can't get mad at her because it's like, yeah, she's like a fucking 14-year-old with fucking food scarcity issues. It's like they weren't going to use the food anyway, and they were going to use the money for like not objectively good. So fuck it. Do what you have to, because if everyone else is doing bad, do what you can to survive in the society while you can, because there are, like, it's not as easy as black and white with certain religions, and I think people should know that. Even I know that, even though I've been practicing being a Bible thumper for the past like 15-16 minutes. I'm just saying, I hate when people don't follow things as much as they can to a T. But, the universe is not black and white. The world's not black and white. I think you should just try your best to love other people and be as kind as possible and empathetic and have some common goddamn sense. But do you think I'm going to get mad at some 14-year-old because she knew that her life was going to get more and more fucked up if she didn't have spare money to feed herself or her siblings, or like just pocket the funds for whatever the fuck she wanted? I'm not mad at her. Sometimes you have to do very strange things to survive in a very strange world. So I try not to judge too hard, but Jesus. Even though I know you're like, what about the last like 37 videos you made? What can I say? Sometimes I'm a hater. But it did always rub me the wrong way that it's like, my grandmother was the type of person where she'd be like, oh, that dress fits you perfectly, but you know what? I don't like that it's 2 inches above your knee. That's not what God wants. Sure, it fits you perfectly, but you know what? I can see the slightest under outline of like the underside of your chest, just like the littlest millimeter of fabric, and I don't like that. I don't like that. So, and then like she would do shit like make me try on a dress that was then fit like a potato sack, and she'd be like, "There we go, that's perfect. That's what God wants." And it's like, I remember I begged her to buy me the first one, and she just refused and it's like, okay, I'll put it this way. So it's like a young lady with a dress that goes like fucking a knuckle or so past her fucking knees. That's too much. But your son making me out of wedlock was fine. And then you not encouraging him to be a father until much later in my life, and letting him just run around willy-nilly, like, and not being a present fucking dad or trying, that was fine. I think the Quran would have some things to say about that. You thought that letting me be punished for the sins of my mother and the sins of my dad was okay? It's like, bitch, you got like one of your daughters is a fucking escort, like, like like, oh my, like, you like, it's like, I don't like. Sorry, there's nothing wrong with being an escort, obviously, and those who have followed this page for a while know exactly fucking why I would say something like that. Shout out to the sex workers, I support you too. I'm just saying, I don't like the type of motherfuckers who like switch up on what is or is not okay when it's convenient. It pisses me the fuck off. So it's just weird seeing my dad's side of the family where it's like, oh, okay, they have wastefulness and extravagance. They have insane amounts of lust and pride. They have gossiping and backbiting. They have tattoos. Let's see, what else do they have? A whole shit ton of arrogance. They neglect the prayer. A whole bunch of like lying, stealing, cheating, exploiting others, dishonesty, injustice. alcohol use, drug use, lots of sinful behavior, immodesty, fornication. I'm pretty sure there was adultery at some fucking point, prostitution, like, and also hell. Okay, Surah An-Nisa, chapter 4, verse 48. Shirk, the most serious sin. For that one, it's like it's a sin that Allah does not forgive. So it violates the core principle of monotheism, the belief in the oneness of Allah. It basically says, fuck you if you do idol worshipping, polytheism, blah, blah, blah. And it's seen as like, I don't know, from what I at least am perceiving, it's like you can't assign divineness to anyone else but Allah. But I remember, ironically, before I estranged my family, one of the most weird, like bone chilling conversations I had with my grandmother, she woke me up at the crack of dawn just to go on a rant talking about, like, hey, since I gave birth to your dad, and then your dad helped make you and gave birth to you, technically, I am you. Technically, that means I own you, and I am you, and I am the reason you exist. And she went on this extremely deranged rant where she was basically just trying to assign herself as some sort of divine being who just like is me and controls me, and all that I have is solely because of her. And she, as you can expected, tried to translate that into therefore you should obey my every command. And she was trying to basically say, if you don't do as I say, and if you don't forgive your mother and do this and do that, then you are going to burn in hell. And if you don't forgive your mother because you assaulted her back, and Allah doesn't like that, then you are going to burn in hell. And the flames will not be nice to you. They will not be kind. Now, mind you, I don't believe in the afterlife. For me, I believe that if you just take a gun and it's just darkness and then you're just bleeding out, that's it. If there is an afterlife, that would be a surprise. And if there is a hell, I actually am pretty. I'll put it this way: the flames of hell seemed much more warming and comforting than any sort of conversation with my grandmother following that. I did not give a single fuck. It's like, yeah, it's simply put, it's like you're trying to scare me by talking about hell. Bitch, I don't really believe in God like that, and bitch, I don't really believe in the afterlife. You're just annoying me on this in this very finite time we have together on this planet and wasting your own energy and my time. And you're also kind of like fucking up the God you believe in. If I were the God and I heard the shit you were saying about me, it's like, bitch, you said you were what with the who now? You said I did what? Oh, I'd be like hellfire, 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 your direction. I'm just saying. Cause fuck that shit, bitch. Fuck you. So it's like, I'm just saying, like, whatever God you allegedly believe in, like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, my one daughter's an escort, the other one's a tatted up psycho, and the other one, he has a child out of wedlock, and he's constantly tormenting his baby mama. But you know what? The thing that Allah cannot forgive is if Tamia is not wearing a cardigan. If Tamia shows her arms, that is a sin. Like, all they did, the only thing they did, they didn't pray, they didn't do shit. The only thing they did was not eat bacon. Do you know how fucking annoying it was to go out and hear these bitches swear and do all sorts of fucked up shit? And then we'd be at Denny's and then they'd be like, no, you can't get bacon on your burger. How fucking dare you? It's like, bitch, you did not wear a rubber when you were fucking my mom with a restraining order. I think you can kind of shut the fuck up. Let me get the fucking pork. Like, oh no, Tamia's gonna eat pork, she's gonna burn in hell. I'm gonna burn in hell for so many other things. Some religion also trips me out in that manner because it's like, okay, it's like there's a lot more reasons for me to go to hell. Especially like also, yeah, when my grandmother was talking all that shit, I kind of thought to myself, you're not like, I already was content with the idea of if a hell exists, I'm already aware that I'm going there. You can't scare me by trying to be like, if you don't move back in with your mommy, you're gonna burn in the flames of hell. It's like, that's not gonna scare me. I already punched exes in the face. I've already done some terrible, terrifying shit to people. I was already like, I already have my ticket reserved to go burn. Like, you think, I don't know, you're just kind of like, I don't know, that's like the equivalent of meeting someone who I don't even have a good metaphor for that. Like, you're saying that me not being homies with my abusive, disgusting, vile parent is gonna get me a fast track ticket to hell. Bitch, I booked that ticket years ago. You're just trying to inconvenience me in the process. A joke I heard is trying to scare me with hell is like trying to warn a skydiver about the landing when they're already midair. It's like the outcome's already been decided, it's been known about for a while. I'm fine with it. Like, bitch, my fate was already predetermined. Why would I inconvenience myself? Because it's like, no offense. It's like, there's much bigger fish to fry with me. Do you think God's gonna just be like, huh, all these restraining order threats, all these acts of psychopathy, all these very, very, very scary and creative voicemails you left people. But you know what? You forgave your mom for attacking you, so therefore, yeah, you're going to heaven, Tamia. We're gonna overlook that thing with the bucket you did like 6 separate times. Like, no, come on now. And if you're like, what thing with what bucket? You don't need to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Like, I'm already going to hell. Why would I inconvenience myself by adding another factor? To, like, no offense, there's an alternate route where, let's say I did move in with my mother. Let's say I moved back in with her, and let's just say, actually, let's not even bring that up because I don't like the look I just gave myself in my reflection for that single half second. Let's not even think about that. Let's just say that would have been the darkest route ever, and I would have a Wikipedia page and a whole bunch of people saying, I never expected this from her. Oh, she lit up a room. We don't like, yeah, forgiveness is not necessary. Fuck that shit. Anyway, but that's just my opinion. That's just my thoughts. That's how I feel. But I just get very religious hypocrisy always pisses me off. I'm just saying, if you like, this also fits because it's like if you're already kind of doing shit that I'm pretty sure they talk shit about in the Bible. Like if you know damn well that you like to go to Colombia to snort some coke and hang out with prostitutes, and like you got homies who do like fucked up shit all the time, stupid shit all the time. You don't pray, you don't do this, you don't do that. You like a good seafood boil with some extra fucking pork kielbasa. Like you love yourself some seafood gumbo. You like yourself some nice easy pussy and a fun party and some Don Julio and some Hennessy and some motherfucking Modelo, and you like to have yourself a fun fucking time taking shots, drinking sherry, shaking ass, fucking bitches, plan B's, and vibing. I'm just saying, I hate when people are like, you know what? I'm gonna draw the line on this romantic partner because they have a body count and they need to be a woman of God and a virgin. It's like, no, you should just fuck yourself. I don't like when people are like, you know what, line in the sand. The gays. Like, don't, like, if you don't like gay people, that's your business. Don't bring God into it. If you're like, Ashley, trans people, it's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because when your homegirl got that BBL and her teeth fixed, you didn't say shit. So why can't Stefan turn into a Stephanie with the same damn procedures if that's what makes them fucking happy? I'm just saying. Chill the fuck out. But yeah, shut up. That's also the ironic thing is I kind of, about the guy I was first talking to when I started this video, I kind of thought to myself, I'm pretty sure I know more about religion than he does in his entire fucking body. Like, he just wanted to join a religion off of the moral goodness vibes, but whole time he was acting an ass. Like, rage, lust, hella shit. Like, oh my god. Like, really. And I know more about the Bible and religious beliefs and shit than he does, and that makes me feel kind of good. And also kind of is a little bit more mad at him, because it's like, damn, nigga, we actually did. Like, it's like, I'm not gonna date Tamia, because she's not a Christian. She's a sinner. She doesn't know shit about the Bible, but then I know more than him. So on the bright side, it's like, okay. I doubt he's gonna feel bad about that because I'm also kind of psychotic. But it's like, at least I can be like, at least I'm not dating an idiot who is a hypocrite and a fucking idiot. I was really mad as fuck at this nigga. Like, I really was just in that nigga's voicemail a second ago reading out Matthew fucking chapter 7, verses 3 through 5. And motherfucking John chapter 8, verse 7. And Matthew chapter 5, 28, and all this shit. I was basically saying the religious version of fuck you hoe ass nigga, kill yourself. Well, not kill yourself, but fuck you hoe ass nigga, find God, you slutty McSlutty pants. Stop acting like your shit don't stink when it stinks worse than mine does. Amen. Anyway, that's about it for me. Peace out. See ya.